from the night before. So much cess in my chest from the swishes I smoke. Oh no. Oops. Who was this in the bed with me? I remember her, but I don't remember her name. G, grab me a swisher. Cut it up and fill it with. Hit that head. Tell her to get out my bed, you damn freak. Jump into the shower for an hour. It was hot as hell. Got dressed and ran a gold comb through my curls. Walking out of that house slow. Telling that hoe, come on, let's go. First I crank up the music, then nigga switch on my 6'4". Candy coated paint. Got the itches at the bus stop. Sick. But at the same time, on my beater, quick, full of liquor. I'ma kill her. Every time I go live, Brusky. Oh, let me tell him not to call him back. Just hit the live button. What up, what up? Aggravated, hallucinating, trying to let go of my frustration. Bust on my luck. Hold on. It gonna be a med patient. I got a 9 Uzi AK, but that shit don't matter. If I got her, I will rather tatter to splatter. Lay it down, lay it down. Here comes the one that's inspired. You get fried, you get high, you get head rushed. The number one gangster you can't touch of us. You got to be. What up? If you miss me, I'm gonna have to draw my guy your ass way back. Cause way back in the days, I used to beat dopies down just to get paid. Live my life as a hustler, selling drugs was my only J. My mom's was a trick hoe. I had nowhere to stay. And nigga, that's fucked up. All my homies are loners. I've been homeless for 10 years, so I'm known on coldness. With bitches and prostitutes, pimps and killer thugs. 5-0s harassing me, so crime bosses killing slugs. A good guy gone bad. Devious fucking kid. Dope beats coming up. I'm serving those quicker bitches. What's going on? Y'all don't know about that old ass 8-ball and MJG. Lay it down. Y'all don't know about that. Y'all don't know about that old 8-ball and MJG. Lay it down, lay it down. You hoes, lay it down. Lay it down, lay it down. You hoes, lay it down. Y'all ain't up on that shit right there. What's going on, though? Some of y'all tweaking. Some of y'all probably still in the bed, sleep. Got sleepers in your eyes. I done been up. I done went and picked up a car. I done went to the auto glass place. I done went and got my eggs and shit from the grocery store. What else I done did? I got my little eggs, my cage-free eggs, did a little grocery shopping. I'm finna eat my breakfast, then I'm gonna hit the gym. You know, it's leg day. We gotta get those leg presses in. We gotta run about 3 miles. And what else I'm gonna do today? I'm gonna run about 3 miles, get the legs in, and then we gotta hit these abs. We gonna do these crunches. So it's a busy day for the kid. I got jury duty. Both my trucks running today, though. I gotta go back to court at 2. As long as you making money, that's all that matter. Kobe said they don't know nothing about that big ball. They don't know nothing about that orange mouth. They don't know about that lay it down, lay it down. You hoes, lay it down. Here comes the one that's inspired. get fried, you get high, you get head rush. The number one. I'll make this little omelet real quick. Get this protein in me real quick. This little protein in me real quick. I should make some tofu. I should throw some tofu in there, but I ain't got time to drain it and press it and all that shit. Tofu take too much preparation. But I would like to add some tofu to it, but I ain't got time, so we're not gonna do it. Let's see what we got going on today. How many people we got? We got 139 people real quick. All right, boom, let's get to it. So, boom, this morning's topic, we're gonna talk about, man, what's your short-term plan? I want the first two people in 2 sentences or one sentence tell me what their short-term plan is, and I'm gonna read it and see if it's a good short-term plan. Short-term plan could be your short-term plan for the next 3 years. Let's say next 3 to 5 years. 3 to 5 years. Long-term plan, let's say 10 to 20 years. But let's do a short-term plan up to next 3 to 5 years. Now, you could condense your short-term plan. You could do a 1 year short-term plan, but I want a more realistic. I think some people think that they can, oh man, and then, man, I'm gonna go get a truck, and then by the end of the year, I'm gonna have 4 trucks, and then next year, I'm gonna go get 80 semis, and I want realistic plans. Let me see the first two people. Give me your short-term plan. I want to see next 3 to 5 years. Watch how many people leave. It's gonna go from 140 to about 70 people. Watch. What's the short-term plan? Rental properties. You think now is a good time to buy as an investor? Property? If you got cash, maybe. Stocks is always a good plan. I think that's a forever plan. To me, I look at those type of assets as forever plans. You can always dollar cost average in every day. Every day, some assets you dollar cost averaging into, some assets you selling, right? And you moving that money into something else. You may take profit, pay yourself, you know what I'm saying? Or sell some of those assets and move them into other assets that you have hope for later on down the line. That's something that is forever. You should be investing into that market all the time. In the next 3 to 5 years, some potential foreclosures. It's a possibility. Here's the thing. My hopes and my living above and beyond their means. You have a lot of people out here, as my mama would say, are house poor. You got a lot of people that are house poor. They'll get these big houses, you know what I'm saying? And when, some type of manufactured economical disaster happens, and notice I put the key word in there, manufactured. These people no longer can afford these homes. They really can't afford them anyway, just because the revenue is coming in on paper. Once you get some of these big 1.5, 2 million, $3 million homes, it can be a lot. And in one little setback in life, that's it. But I'm not even speaking to that aspect. I'm speaking to a lot of the people that purchase homes, let's say even during the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of those homes, I think some people live above and beyond their means. We saw that happen in 2008. A lot of those people that were buying houses in the late 90s in the early 2000s, even though they got caught up in a lot of that bank shit and those balloon payments and shit, they really couldn't afford those houses. So I don't think we're going to see foreclosures at the rate that we saw them between 2008 and 2012. But I think, eventually it will become a buyer's market again. Right now, we're in a seller's market. Right now, we are in a seller's market. Uh, so if you got properties for sale, everybody I know that's heavy into real estate is selling off properties that they purchased, during the housing market crash of 2008, right? This is the time where they cashing out. But I noticed they not really buying, so this is more of a seller's market I think we in right now. Short-term scale up to 6 trucks with white glove delivery that will allow me to step off this truck, then concentrate on the moving side of things. Okay. Einstein says, retire from the job, start small with 1 truck and organically grow when the market allows. Have the capital and looking at your mentor program. Okay, well, I don't have a mentorship program, but I do the call-in show where I do coaching and mentorship live online for free. We did go ahead and put a pause on the my website. I think it's still up, but I think sometime today it's gonna go down. I put a pause on it. So all that those courses, I'm just gonna put them in. They're already in the MGM in the group, so you can still access from there. But as far as that 30-minute and that 1 hour, I am putting a pause on that for the time being. If you want that coaching, then you have to come to the call-in show. All right, you got to come to the call-in show. Need best source for insurance. 1,800 for Progressive is killing me. You got to find you a good broker. You got to find you a good broker. That's the key. You got to find you a good broker, someone who knows that industry, knows the market, knows other insurance companies, so that they can look at the full landscape of your business and what's out there. Uh, uh, Shop you on the market, right? Something that you can't do yourself. See what comes back. See those proposals that come back, and piece you something together. That's the best bet. If you don't have a broker, then this is why you're in the position that you're in, because you sat down at a computer and you went to Progressive's website and you went through the process yourself, and you probably got a bunch of shit on your policy that you don't need. If you have a broker that paired you with Progressive, I said this too all the time. Some of these brokers you go to, you got to understand, they make money off you paying your bill. They make a residual off you paying your bill. Some of them will just put you with Progressive because it's the easiest thing for them to do, and they know they're going to get more on the back end, right? And I proved that because we've had a guy that came to me that was with Progressive with a broker. He came to me, and since he was one of my students, he booked a couple coaching sessions with me. I aligned him with my broker, and his bill is cut in half. And guess what? He's still with Progressive. So what's the difference from the broker he was using that he was paying $1,800 a month for insurance, and my broker that still got him with Progressive paying $898 a month? It's all about the broker and how they set your policy up. A lot of the shit that some of these brokers will set you up with, you don't even need. The more you pay, the more their monthly residual is going to be. If they get 3% off you paying your bill, 3% of 900 and 3% of 1,800 is it's a difference. It's a difference. So when you have a lot of these newer brokers who are trying to make a name for themselves, who haven't been in business like my broker 25, 30 years, to the point he has a grown son now, and he's working in the business for him because he's eventually going to leave that to him. And you got 30 years worth of clientele where you got thousands of people that you've onboarded whether for life insurance, home insurance, commercial insurance. You got thousands of clients and you're getting a percentage off all these people paying their bills monthly. It's a different from a person who's 2, 3 years in, who's trying to build a name for themselves. They ain't got a pot to piss in or want to throw it out of. They're a little bit more greedier. So, it's all about who you know. Uh, then here comes the thing. Mark, hook me up with your broker. Nope. I only put people on with my broker that I know are serious, that I've had conversations with. Because here's the thing, I'm not just going to send my broker a bunch of people and then I'm sending him people that's not serious. I'm wasting his time. It's a waste of my time. No, he already said, nah, if it's somebody that you see is serious, then yeah, send them my way. I'm not getting no kickback, but I'm not going to waste his time. This has been a partner of mine, my broker, for many, many years. So, good broker too. Christmas time, they'll send, the little leather portfolio gift set. He sent bottles of wine. He's one of those brokers that, he appreciates your business and sends you gifts at Christmas time. So you got to find you a good broker. All right, let me get back to this one. Retire from the job, start small with one truck, and organically grow when the market allows. Have capital, looking for your material. Okay, I answered that one. Boom. I think if you're going to retire from your job, if I were you, I would look at what you're making at your job and make sure that you're not leaving something that, you could be a damn cybersecurity contractor. You could be making 250, 290, $300,000 a year. All right. If you're making that, let's say you're a cybersecurity contractor, you're making 250, $300,000 a year, and you leave to start a box truck. Uh, you know, the likelihood of you making that in one box truck, depending on what lane you're going into, is iffy. You can do 250 to 300 in a year doing final mile. You can easily do 250 to 300 a year with one box truck and moving. More than that, you know what I'm saying? OTR with a 26-foot box truck. Amazon. You know what I'm saying? So you need to make sure that you really looked into things uh, before you leave. You know what I'm saying? And make sure that you're scaling upwards. And when I'm talking about scaling upwards, I'm talking about financially. I've listened to that song for a long time. That's from the Coming Out Hard album. Nope, it's not from Coming Out Hard, Kelvin. You're wrong. You're wrong. Coming Out Hard was the album before this one. Lay It Down was on the outside looking in. Now you can fact check me on that, but I'm telling you, I'm a music connoisseur. I'm a music connoisseur. Lay It Down was not on Coming Out Hard. Lay It Down was on the outside looking in. Can anybody from Memphis from that era let me know if I'm right or if Kevin is right? Can anybody from that era let me know if I'm right or if Kevin is right? Lay It Down was on From the Outside Looking In. All right, what else we got? Let me see. Short-term scale up to 6 trucks with the white glove that will allow me to step off this truck and concentrate on the moving side thing. I don't think you need to get all the way to 6 trucks before you step off. I think depending on how you got your business set up, you can step off in 3. I stepped off in 3 with 3. And I think that was a good time to step off because I stepped off at 3. In 2014, I scaled up 7 more trucks, right? Because by not being out there 10, 12, 14 hours a day, I got those 3 trucks out there, and that was allowing me the opportunity to be free to run the business, manage those 3 trucks that were out there, and source other opportunities. And not only source those opportunities, go out, find them, get them, and have the time to uh, uh, get the resources as far as the recruiting of the people and sourcing the vehicles and doing the meetings. A lot of the time I would have to go to these logistics companies. That's why I tell y'all, like, yo, this era and that era was different. Yeah, you could apply online, but back then it was still feet to the ground. I was driving out to Elk Grove Village, Addison. I was knocking and beating down doors. So I was in the field early, driving out there, going, filling out the applications, meeting the people, taking the meetings, doing all that. So you got to have the time to do that. I think 3 trucks is fine. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what your costs are, but if you can come off at 3 trucks, I think that should be a good time to walk off. Pay off truck one and another truck and automate the business so I can utilize my degree. Pay off truck number one and another truck and automate. So if you got 1 truck that you paying for, I would pay that off, and then I would continue to work that truck until that truck can acquire another truck. Um, if possible, I would try to get my second truck cash. Like a lot of people don't understand those notes is part of your fixed costs, especially if you're running over the road, and that's cutting into your bottom line. You know what I'm saying? So, once you pay this truck off, I wouldn't necessarily say go jump and get another truck. You know what I'm saying? Look at your expenses, right? Hey, let's get JT out of get JT out of here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Where the moderators at? Y'all still out of power down there in Texas? They're here. I'm 11 months in. I got to do my research at the gym. Real recognize, real. So appreciate you for watching. Uh, this dude said something about some corn the long way, man. These dudes be straight homos out here, bro. For real. Early in the morning, bro, on some homo shit. Goofy. Straight oofy goofy. Goofball Jamal. Goofball Jamal. But yeah, so let's say if I was getting into the industry now, I'm gonna give you what my short-term play would be. This is what my short-term play would be. Let me say I'm gonna create a mock scenario, right? I'm gonna create a mock scenario. Say I'm 30 ball. I'm a 30 ball. 30 years old. I'm still at the crib, right? I'm gonna stay at the crib. This is what I would do, and I know some of y'all probably already in already and wouldn't be able to go do this, but you may be able to catch some of the shit on the later part of this short-term play. Now, for the people who watching who still haven't gotten in yet, this is what I would do if I was like around 30. I would go and I would utilize my car or my van or my pickup, whatever I got, and I would go to a logistics company and I'd get one of those contracts where I'm delivering medical supplies or I'm delivering e-commerce shit in my car. I would be there very early and I would stack my car with as much freight that I can get in. And I would utilize what I had. I would stack that bread, keep stacking that bread with the hopes of getting a cargo van, right? A cargo van or a 16-foot box truck. Now, this is all the market dependent. I'm giving you what I would do in my case, my scenario, being in my market, all right? You also have to do your market analysis. What is going to work for me is not going to work for everybody. Y'all saw me build a fleet with majority 16-footers, right? I have 26 footers, got van, but majority was 16 footers because I had accounts that I was running a lot of 16 footers for. That's not going to work in every market. That's not going to work in every market. So you got to do your market analysis to know what works for you, right? So boom, I would do that. I would save up the money and either jump into a van or a 16 footer. Now, that would all depend. Let's say I'm at T-Force and I'm doing e-commerce for them. I'm doing a little Granger. I'm doing a little medical supply. I'm doing a little e-commerce work. I see what's going on with Granger. I see what's going on the other side, let's say with Office Depot. And I understand that, if I get a van, I can get pieces. But if I get this 16 footer, I can get bulk. Okay, boom. I'm getting bulk when I'm putting pallets and I'm delivering to the public schools and the factories and shit like that because they ordering pallets of paper. I'm doing less stops. All right, I'm doing less stops, but I'm maximizing on the piece count with doing less stops. So I'm making the same amount of money that the van is doing, and they having to make more stops, and I'm doing those same numbers, if not more, because I have more capacity with doing less stops because I'm taking a pallet of paper to the GM plant. On that pallet is probably gonna be 20 pieces, right? I'm taking a pallet to Simeon High School, CVS High School, or maybe 2 pallets of paper over there, right? So if I'm looking at that and I'm already in because I'm delaying my gratification and I'm starting from humble beginnings because I'm in the warehouse and I'm starting with my vehicle, even though I'm on the lowest of the totem pole, that's giving me the opportunity that while I'm there working, I'm scoping the scene. I'm seeing what's being loaded in the cargo van. I'm seeing what's being loaded in the 16-foot box trucks. So while I'm sitting there stuffing my trunk in my back seat, I'm getting a visual up close and personal. I'm in the thick of it. I'm in the midst of it. So now I'm thinking while I'm driving to my first delivery, damn, I wanted the cargo, but maybe I should just go with the 16. The 16, when I'm looking at the prices, they pretty much the same. Actually, they cheaper. So I can get a 16 for cheaper than a cargo van. And in the situation I am, I can get more capacity and actually make less stops. This is how I would be looking at it. But this is my market. You got to figure this shit out for your market. But still, in your market, I would still start with what I had. I wouldn't start at the top. And I think this is where so many people fuck up at and make the mistake. And this is why ultimately so many people that come into this business outside of a bunch of other things fail because they get into something towards the top of the hierarchy and they have no understanding of the business. If they would have came in down here, they would have been able to learn the business for a lot. That learning curve would have cost them a lot less money, right? So from there, I would probably jump into the 16 and I would continue to do exactly what I did. I would run, I would make that money. I would plan on increasing my fleet to a second truck. I'd be sourcing a driver, right? So I would be there Monday through Friday. I would be running those routes. On the weekend, I would be trying to pick up little odd and end jobs so that I can increase my revenue so that I can ultimately scale. Now, when I would go source these vehicles, I'm not looking for the most expensive vehicle. Some of y'all want these pretty things. I'm trying to find me a 10. In this time period, if I was going to get a 16, I'm looking for a $10,000 holler. I'm looking for a 10 piece. I'm looking for something for the salt buck, right? Because I know I could go ahead and save that up. That would be my goal. Save up that 10 piece. Go ahead, cash that out, get him up out the way, right? Put the insurance on that. That ain't going to be nothing because I'm going to go holler at my man because I got relationships and I know how to open my mouth, pause, to the right people that are in business. Don't necessarily have to be the trucking business. I know people that own liquor stores. I know people that own towing companies. So I was like, yo, I need a commercial insurance broker. I would get the referral and I'm being walked through the door. I'm not just going in on the willy-nilly questioning to a broker who's 36 years old, who's fucking trying to build his business up, and he sees me as food, and he sends me to Progressive and puts all this stupid ass shit on my policy that I don't need to increase my monthly so that whatever his 3 or 4% is, he's going to get more versus just giving me the minimum of what I need. to keep my costs down. But then he's looking at, well, damn, my 3% on him paying $700-800 a month, it ain't shit. I need to make more because, man, I gotta pay rent. I don't got enough customers yet. You see what I'm saying? So from there, I would onboard that, right? And I would really, really work that to my best of my ability, understanding that I'm gonna get the worst of the worst coming through the door, really work my way out of the worst route, you know, keeping, a good relationship with the operations supervisor, letting them know, look, if any other opportunities arise, I would greatly appreciate it. This route, it is, it's kind of rough because it's way out in the boondocks, but I'm gonna work it, and if anything else arises where I can shift out of this, and then you can put a person that's lower on the totem pole that's on the new, and this I would greatly appreciate. Just keep me in mind, so that when things do arise and they're looking to give somebody a better opportunity or a better route, they're going to think about the person who's constantly mentioning it to them, but also the person who's showing up to work every day, who's efficient. No claims are coming back. Um, they're covering all the protocols that are required for the account, things of that nature, right? Once I get comfortable with that and I start making money, and I see my money, my savings account, or my business checking account, or wherever you store your money at, growing. Now I'm looking into other opportunities. Okay, this route and this truck is successful, right? We're making money. We're running on about, because I'm on this truck. My margin is probably increased by 10 to 15%. So I'm making about 35, maybe 40%, right, off this truck. Um, this truck has recouped the money that I invested into acquiring it, and we've pretty much tripled that already. I think I can go back to that same person. They have a couple more trucks and duplicate this, right? I already have the method down. The facility says they got a few more routes that are available. Now I just have to source talent to run that. And then that's when I would start the recruiting process. And then I would continue to do that, continue to do that. Once I get to about the third truck in that facility, I would start looking at other opportunities with other companies. Why? Because you don't want to always put all your eggs into one basket. You want to, have your footprint. You want to have your business footprint spread out, right? So I want to increase my footprint, right? So now I'm looking into other 3PL, seeing what opportunities exist in other places, and then I start applying there, right? I already got this system down. If they tell me, if I got 3 trucks in there and they tell me they need a 4th, I can oblige it, right? Because the only thing I got to go do is source the talent. But I'm actively looking into other realms and other companies within the same industry. I'm gonna go over to AIT. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go over there, right? Once I continue to spread my wings there, now I may look into more smaller parcels. Do we do we diversify a little bit? Maybe we should start looking at some 26-foot opportunities. Maybe we should start looking at some van opportunities, understanding that the van opportunities, the margins are going to be smaller, right? But we have the capital, we have the know-how, and we've built relationships that it's no problem. We can come in the door now with 3 vans, and we can focus more on volume. We're not starting from humble beginnings at this point with the van. We're just diversifying, and we have the capital, we have the relationships, we have the credit now, that if they say, man, can you come in with 5, we can come in with 5. We have the know-how. All right. We're looking into 26-foot box truck opportunities. We're looking to scale up to big and bulky final mile. Right. While all that is doing what it's doing, I'm learning, I'm educating, I'm going out, I'm doing the leg work to diversify the company in an upwards trajectory. May look into moving. All right. Now, everything that I said, obviously, you're not going to accomplish that in 3 to 5 years. Right. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. I did it in 4 years, but it was a different time period then, right? Um, I think if I started in my personal vehicle now, I think I could have up to 5 vehicles probably within the next 3 years. And within the next 3 years, I would probably still, if I was 30, somewhere around there. I would still be living at home, but I would be aggressively working to scale my business, right? The reason why I would still be living at home is because I would be delaying my gratification, because all the money that I would have to pay myself in order to be able to live would take away from a lot of the momentum that I would need to scale aggressively to get to those that amount of vehicles in that 3 year period that we're talking about. Um, Now, let's say if I was to enter into the space again, let's say, man, let's say old Mark hit rock bottom. Let's say I lost everything. Let's say I lost all my assets some type of way. Let's say Mark developed a gambling addiction. I just went to casino and I started selling off all my assets. I'm losing. I'm selling all my stocks. I'm selling all my crypto. I'm selling real estate. I'm taking out equity and taking that to the casino. Let's say I just hit rock bottom and I got enough money that I got to get back in. I'm going to run it back up. I lost it all. Let's say I lost it all by making poor decisions. But I'm down to my last, but it's just enough for me to get back in. I got to get back in so I can run it back up. That's what I would do. I'm going to go get me a cargo van. I would go get me a transit. Let's say if I'm down to my last 50 grand. I would go get a transit T250, extended length high roof. I would get the most affordable one I can get. If I could find one from somewhere about 25,000, I would go grab him. I'm going to go get me my dedicated. I'm going to go to Office Depot. I'm going to get my dedicated. I'm going to go in there like I did before. I'm going to muscle some shit. I'm going to start at the beginning because I know that's what I got to do, but I'm cutthroat. I'm coming in there because, listen, I done had an M plus, and I'm down to my last 50. Oh, man, stay out of my way. I done lost over $1 million in assets, fucking around, gambling. No, I'm coming in there. I'm coming in there to crush some shit. I'm coming in there. I'm slicing necks. So I'm going to start at the bottom. I am going to run those routes, but I'm looking for any weakness in any one of these contractors. I'm cutting throats. I'm doing whatever I got to do to get a better, more efficient route, something that's closer to the city so I don't have to be driving way out to the boondocks. And then when I get those routes, I'm going to work diligently. I'm going to work hard at them. But I'm also going to be letting the operations supervisor, yo, I want more opportunity. I'm taking the money. I'm delaying my gratification on the weekends. And after I finish those routes, because I'll be able to get them done really quickly, I'm on the gig apps. I'm telling you what I would do. Y'all ain't going to do what I want to do. I'm going to go to my hacker buddies. I'm going to go to the underworld. I'm going to go. Don't do what I do. Don't do what I do. This is the Mark that's getting back in now. The Mark, if I didn't know the industry starting, now I wouldn't do this. I'm going to the underworld. I'm getting the bots. I'm getting the bots, and I'm going to have the bots work for me on these apps that y'all working. Oh, man, I can't find that because the bots is working. The Africans done got the bots. The Africans is running those bots on those apps. So in order for me to compete, I would have to go purchase some bots too. I'm going to get the bots, so I'm going to make sure I get all the good little app work in the afternoon and the evening. On the weekend, I'm working my thumbtack, you dig. I'm doing all the little small moves and all the little small deliveries. I'm got a goal. I need to make 1,000, let's say somewhere between $6,000 to $1,000 every Saturday and Sunday. Ain't no days off. Ain't no days off. Once I recoup the money from the van, right? Once I recoup the money from the van and the money is coming in residually, I'm profiting because I've delayed my gratification. I'm going to start the building process again. Now, I'm not going to have the plan to build to the point where I built before. No, I'm not going to do that, right? If I can get up to 5 vehicles, I'll be straight, right? So once I build that van up, the next thing I'm going to go do is I'm going to go get a 26-footer, right? I'm going to go get a 26-footer, right? And I'm going to do big and bulky. The reason I would do that is because I need a higher amount of money coming in, right? So I would either do that or I do moving. I'll probably do moving. Now that I think about it, I'm tweaking. I would go do moving, right? So now I would take this van that I built up that route, and I would hire a woman. I would put the woman in that van. I'll go hire me 2 people. We'll get on the truck. We'll do the moving, right? But I'm saying the moving because I know from March through September it's money. So March through September, I'm running it, right? When September is coming around, I'm gonna take all that moving money, which me, I should have made in that one truck somewhere around, let's say maybe 300, 400,000 dollars in 6 months. It's possible, probably more depending on what type of long distance jobs I'm able to come up with. So let's say somewhere between 300 to 400,000 dollars, right? When September is coming, okay, I'm already looking for some type of curbside contract. Now, if some type of curbside contract comes to me prior to the end of the summer, then I'm going to do what I got to do to acquire that truck, because I know those opportunities are far and few between. So if I'm on a moving truck, something comes, then I'm gonna go acquire that second truck, and either I'm gonna pull somebody onto that moving truck to take that spot of mine, and then go out and hop on that curbside truck and run that route. So now I got the van working. I'm making a little money off of that, because the margins are small, and I know I got to pay handsomely to keep whoever that woman is. And it would be a woman. It would 100% be a woman. And the reason why is because that woman, I can depend on her. I would make sure she's a single mother, right? Somebody that I know is going to come to work. This is how I think as a business person. I'm not going to go hire some kid who wants to party and hang out and shit like that. That's not a person who I can depend on. I can put a woman on that truck because the work is not that heavy. It's small parcel. I would make sure she's a single mother, someone that I know is going to come, and then I would keep in mind report card pickup day, and federal holidays, right? And the reason why is because these are the times where I might expect a parent to not come to work because they might not be able to find a babysitter, depending on the age of the child. And then I would have uh, some type of replacement in mind, or I'll make sure I'm available. Boom. Now I got my moving truck running. They're doing what they need to do. I'm out. I'm doing the curbside thing. Now I got 3 trucks. The curbside thing is going to run all year long. I'm going to go build that contract up because I know what I'm doing. I'm going to run it. I'm going to make sure I run it efficiently. I'm going to learn the route. I'm constantly in communication with the operations supervisor, telling them that I'm looking for more opportunities. I'm making sure that they know that I'm doing a great job. I'm telling the people at the drop off, you may get a survey. Make sure you leave a good review for me. People that I see frequently, if I got a route where I'm seeing, like I'm going to a business frequently or a consumer frequently, I'm letting them know, what, when the survey comes, make sure I'm communicating with them. Make sure you leave me a good thing. So now back at the base, they know I'm already ranked high. So boom. All right. So now I'm looking, let's say we're in the winter time now. I'm looking to increase that with the opportunity that if I need to pull that for the next moving season, that we can rotate that fourth 26 footer into the moving side of the business, because that's where we're going to make more capital at, because we're dealing directly with the consumer. There's no middleman. We're making 100% of the revenue, and I know I could make another $300,000 to $500,000 in 6 months with that truck alone. With that truck alone. You see what I'm saying? And then the fifth truck, wherever the wind blows. And that's how I would run my bag up. That's how I would rerun my bag back up. I could take $50,000 right now. How some of y'all be taking 50,000 and fucking it up? I could take 50,000. If I lost everything right now and I was down to my last 50, I could run that 50 up to about 300, 400, 500,000 by the end of the year right now. I would go get a 26 footer. I would go find me 2. And this is me right now. And if desperation more, I would go get me 2 migrants. I would go get me 2 migrants. And I would get out there every single day. Every single day with a 26 footer and 2 migrants. I'm doing long distance moves. I'm doing local moves. Yeah, I'm under the table because, I'm trying to run it back up. But this is what I would do. And this is why I don't understand how people with 26-foot box trucks be failing and shit. You fail because you don't want to do what it takes as a business owner. As a business owner, you have to do what you have to do. You don't have the fucking luxury of saying what you don't want to do. Oh, I only want to do no touch. Well, guess what? If you fell in no touch, or let's say the market is down and you can't compete because you got guys, let's say if I was doing no touch freight who know how to run that type of shit, know how to keep costs down and shit like that, and I'm sucking up all the freight, and you said, well, this guy's taking on cheap freight, but I'm taking it at a profit, and you're complaining and you lose, and I'm telling you, well, it's an easier way to make more money, but it's going to require more work, and you can make X amount of dollars in 6 months, where it would take you a fucking year and a half, 2 years to make running this particular lane. Well, I don't want to do that. That's too much work. Well, then that's why you failing. Because a business owner is going to do what it takes. You got fucking burger restaurants now that sell fucking tacos. Why? Because guess what? Been an influx of South Americans into the country in specific communities, and the area may be changing. An area that was once maybe majority American, it doesn't matter the ethnicity, it could be black or it could be white, has been gentrified, and now you have a bunch of South Americans in there and they fucking eat tacos. So now you got burger joints selling tacos. Did the fucking guy who owned the burger joint had been there 20, 30 years when he fucking opened the place, and it was an all Italian area, it was an all Greek area, it was all whatever area, and it was just mostly Americans coming in there. Now it's a bunch of Hondurans and Venezuelans and whoever else, and they coming in taco, taco, taco. He's gonna fucking start selling tacos. He's not gonna be like, yo, well, shit, well, I'm a burger joint, I'm not selling tacos, and just see his profit margin steady dwindling down. Eventually, he's gonna sit at home. He's gonna be sitting on the edge of that bed one morning. He's gonna go to Restaurant Depot or wherever restaurant people go to, and he's gonna start buying wholesale ground beef, fucking corn and flour taco shells. He's gonna call his fucking print company and tell him, here's my new menu, and he's gonna add fucking tacos to his menu. He's not gonna bitch and moan and complain. He's gonna do what he needs to do so that what? He can stay in business. How many American burger joints you see now, even the chain ones that are selling Hispanic dishes now? Why do you think that is? Let's get Neil Thacker. Do it look like I delivered to India? No, don't, leave him alone. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Is it possible to run on the table in 26 foot? Yeah, at your own risk. It's possible to run on the table in anything at your own risk. You know, so when you go out here and you people, man, the box truck shit is trash. Okay, we'll try something different. Man, I ain't finna do all that heavy ass lifting. Well, then, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. Listen, fuck. I mean, what? You got to transition. That's all you can do. You a business owner. You don't have the luxury to say what you don't want to do. You got to do what you got to do if you want to stay in business. If you're not willing to do what you need to do, if you're not willing to transition, then man, go ahead. Bro, I'm telling you, these people are hiring, bro. Some of these people are hiring. Some of the people that be posting on these job boards is cap, but some people is hiring. But McDonald's is hiring. I'm telling you, McDonald's is hiring. Burger King is hiring. Who else is hiring? I think Home Depot is hiring right now. I think I saw a sign at Home Depot. They say they starting at 17 an hour. Man, these guys are hiring, bro. Go get you a job. Go get you a job. A real business owner is going to be able to adapt, make changes, and transition. Period. Let's say if I started in the industry and I was an OTR guy and it wasn't working, I couldn't, for whatever reason it wasn't working, then I came across a person and he said, well, I'm out here doing these moves, man. I'm doing like 3 moves a day. I'm charging $100 an hour. I'm averaging about $1,200 a day. And this is what I'm taking home. Each move is about $500 on average. Once I pay my workers and my fuel, I'm not burning that much fuel because all these moves are local. You got a person moving less than 3 or 4 miles away. Most people that move locally like to usually stay in the same community. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, like literally, you have moves where you move person in the same building. You still charging them the same labor amount. You just not charging them a truck fee, and then you change the verbiage from the truck fee to a travel fee. Like you're just charging them a little bit less, but you're still charging them a fee to travel to them. So, what would I say? Well, man, I'm used to running over the road, and I ain't used to. I'm 32 years old, man. I like running no touch freight, man. I just bag into the dock. 32-year-old, you losing. I don't want to touch nothing. So that means you got to take the shit off the truck and carry it into the house. Yeah. Oh man, that's too much work for me, man. Well, I like this no touch shit, man. I'm 32 years old, man. 32 years old. You don't want to do no work. So guess what? You ain't a good business person. You ain't a business person at all because you're not willing to do what it takes to save your business. Anybody that's a business owner that's not willing to do what it takes down to the very last moment of the very last dollar to save their business, you not a business owner. You use what we call a sucker. Use a sucker. You playing. You are nothing but a waste of time. You are a person who follows trends. You want to do it because the internet is telling you, yo, you got to be on boss, generational wealth, and this, that, and the third. Check this out. Check this out, Charlie. If you got that mindset, you'll never accrue generational wealth. You giving up. You're not willing to save your own business. So how can you ever accrue generational wealth when you're not willing to go above and beyond? Not wanting to go above and beyond to save your business is not seeing your kid drowning, your kid trip and fall, walking on side of the pool in the deep end, and you don't even know how to fucking swim. You won't let your kid drown, and you gonna risk your life to save your kids. Me, if I didn't know how to swim, I know how to swim. But let's say I see my kid just slip into the deep end of the pool, me still not knowing how to swim, I'm gonna risk my life to save my fucking kid. Right? So boom, if you got a business, your business is like your fucking kid. I say it all the time. Starting a business is like birthing a child. If you're not willing to save your business, that's just the same as not willing to save your fucking kid. Would you jump in front of a bullet for your kid? All right, well, why won't you do the same type of thing for your business? You birth a kid into the world, it's like birthing a business. You bring a kid into the world. You start a business. That's like the birth of your business, at the beginning. You raise your child. All through the process of raising your child, you're instilling in them morals and values. You send them to school. You're teaching them. You're instilling all these morals and values so that one day, when they grow up and they become grown and they get out there in the world on their own, they can sustain on their own. You've given them all the teachings and the tools so that when they get grown, they can sustain on their own. Same thing with a business. You birth a business. You give yourself, you input everything that you've learned from reading and studying into the business to grow the business the same way you grow a child. You're growing this business. Why? So that ultimately the business can sustain on its own, so that you no longer have to invest into the business. The business is sustaining on its own. And as the business, gets more mature and becomes profitable, it starts pouring back into you and taking care of you the same way your kids take care of you when you get older and you can't wash your ass no more. And then they have to come over and help you and hold you and set your ass down in the tub because you didn't go exercise when you were supposed to. And then they got to wash you and this, that, and the third and all that shit. It's the same fucking thing. Your business is going to take care of you. The more you instill into your business, the more it's going to take care of you. The better you make your business, the more money your business is making, the more it's going to be able to pour back into you. The more successful, the more morals and values you instill into your kid, the more successful they are, the more that they can pour back into you. It's the same fucking shit. What's going on in here in the chat? So, anybody that's scared of hard work and they call themselves a business owner and there's other opportunities and things for them to do and they not willing to transition because they want the shit easy, let them have the easy shit. That's just that's just easier competition. For everybody that's out here willing to do the things that needs to be done to get to where they need to get to, cool. Let them cats continue to do that goofball ass shit. That's just more people next that we gonna step on. If it was a bunch of dogs out here, then the competition would be more fierce. That's how you got to look at it. The more suckers you got out here, that's just easier next that we stepping on. I prefer more suckers than more real niggas. You got more real people in here than that. The competition is more fierce. I don't think the competition. I think it's fierce, right? But I think a lot of the people that's out here ain't got what it takes. That's why you got the haves and the have-nots. The haves is going to get it. They're going to do whatever it takes to get it by any means necessary. And then the have-nots is going to give up because, man, shit is too hard. And that's just the bottom line. Oh, man, I want generational wealth. Man, you will never see generational wealth. I could tell you what generational wealth look like because I built it. You know where I learned generational wealth from? Watching my OG go to work every fucking day. Delaying her gratification. Not doing for herself so that she can do for us. Not doing for herself. Like 150 people. It was like 197 people in there. And I took the phone call. But check this out. Where did I leave off at? I was cooking too. Ooh, I was cooking. I think I might just leave it there. I just might leave it there. Yeah, I had to take a phone call. If you can get the equipment for moving pianos and gun safes, you can charge $600+ for the job. Doesn't take much time, just effort. Plus, rich people have pianos they took well. Exactly. We talked about pianos yesterday. I stayed away from the grands and the baby grands. I only touch uprights and player pianos. So man, look, man. Like, oh, generational wealth. Like, yo, bro, my work ethic came from my OG. I saw my OG go to work. And here's a person who built generational wealth as a school teacher. As a fucking school teacher. Generational wealth. So not only the wealth that I built for myself, you know what I'm saying, she built it that God forbid when she passes on, there you have it. So, that's how you build generational wealth. One generation builds it and, not realizing coming up what she was doing, not realizing now that I look back, I never saw my mom go, whenever she took a trip, me and my brother was with her. She never took trips with like this whole new generation shit, these girls trips and all this goofy ass shit that I see. My mother never did none of that shit. Never. She never took anything. Any trip she took, me and my brother was there. She delayed her gratification so that she could leave something behind for her kids. I did what I did. I invested. I don't even have kids. But guess what? When I do have kids, they straight. Right? Because I built a portfolio up that if I was to leave this world today, if I had kids right now, they would be straight. Why? Because I busted my ass and I appropriated my funds correctly. You can't build generational wealth if you a quitter. How you gonna build it? You see me go live at night. You see me go live in the morning. You see me go live in the middle of the day. How do you think all my bills get paid? You see me at the gym. I'm finna go to the gym. This is what freedom is. This is buying back your freedom. This is what working hard for X amount of years, this is the point where you want to get to. And then you want to get to the point where your money is working for you. I'm working right now talking to you, not getting paid from this app that I'm talking to you on, The money is working for me. The money is working for me. I'm making money today. Before I went on this live, I was up, what, 6 or 7 grand? And I only looked at one portfolio. I got like 4 more portfolios to look in. That was just on that one. Now, it's not like that every day. It's not like that every day, but out of all my assets, I see more green days than red. So from anything, any asset, paper assets, real estate, I have other business. I don't even talk about a lot of the shit that I do. Not saying that I won't, but I told you I picked up a car this morning. Not necessarily to drive. Not for me. That's an asset. That's something that's going to make money for me. It's just going to be added to that asset portfolio of other vehicles that I have that make money for me. I got to see how many streams of revenue I got coming in. I haven't counted in a while. I got to count how many streams of revenue I got coming in. You get to a point, you have to get to a point where you ultimately want to buy your time back, right? The type of industry that the lanes that I was in trucking, I didn't see myself doing it forever. At one point I did, early on I did, but then about 6 years in, I said, man, I can't do this shit forever. 2025 was my exit. The pandemic blessed me with the opportunity to come out earlier. If the pandemic wouldn't have happened, I would have went to 2025, but I don't think my exit would have been as fruitful or as good as it was coming out in 2022, because the pandemic allowed me to exit at the top of a market. I don't know where the market is going to be at in 2025. I don't know where the market is going to be at in 2025, but I know one thing: I wouldn't have been able to sell trucks at 3-4 times the value after putting hundreds of thousands of miles on them over 10 years of having them. That never happens, right? Because vehicles are depreciating assets. Never in my lifetime have I've lived through an era or a time period where you could sell a depreciating asset at an appreciating value. At that many times. 300% markup. Never. So as a good businessman, I saw that opportunity and I took advantage of it. So another reason that I be going live all day, sometimes in just different aspects, just to show you, like, everything I tell you is 100. I'm gonna show you, yo, this is what it's about. And you can get there too, but the key thing to get there, outside of knowing your cost per mile and knowing, everything, for your business so that you can make sure that you profit, is you got to do the work. Like that whole myth that I see a lot of these people portray, like, oh man, start this, and you see them start a little funky ass little business, and then the next clip you see them fucking sitting on a fucking beach or some fucking Airbnb in Miami with floor to ceiling windows with the pool table in the living room, and they got their little bitty ass MacBook Air, right? And they make it seem like, oh, I start this little penny ante ass business, and now I just sit here and on the beach with my MacBook Air and run my business. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. You seen me. That's why I did that live. You seen my black ass in uniform every day. I'm the owner. I got a fleet of fucking trucks, a warehouse, and you seen every single picture. I'm uniform. Why would you think I would come to work uniform just to sit in the office? Why? Because I don't know what the day expects. What if people walk out? What if 3 or 4 people didn't show up to work? I had to be TTG, trained to go. See, a lot of people missed a lot of the intricate details in that live stream. I'm sitting in the office fully uniformed. Check this out. Hold on. Let me show you something. Give me 1 second. Now, if you watch that live stream, you remember the button-up uniforms. All right? So that's that side. I'm going to make sure I cover up my company name like I did. Hold on. And then go to patch side, right? Now, you saw me through all those live streams sitting there with my blue uniform on. But check this out. All the office staff and the managers, my brother, Stat, Genesis, I actually purchased white uniforms for us, right? So technically, the white ones, the white button-ups is technically what I should have been wearing to work every day, right? To separate the management. Why did I wear a blue one? One was to be TTG, trained to go, just in case. I never had a problem with all those trucks and all those employees that if needed be, I would get out there if I had to. That was one reason. But another reason was for morale. Just because I'm sitting at the helm of this throne, I'm just like you. Why? Because I started in the same position that y'all in. I'm not no bigger than you. I'm not better than you. I'm just a person here that's providing an opportunity for you. Notice, every single picture, hey, let's get this foreigner Kawa out of here. Matter of fact, I'm going to get you up out of here. Eat a dick on your way out the door. All right? Hold on. Eat one for me on your way out the door. All right. So I would wear that uniform because I wanted to be ready just in case, but also so that I can, I wanted to show, that level of listen, I'm not bigger than you, I'm not better than you. I get out here and get it too. I still get out here and get it, and y'all see me own some trucks sometimes, and y'all see me cleaning and washing my own trucks. Like, I'm not too big. That's what it takes to get to the ultimate goal. And even when you become to the point where you become the boss and you sitting at the helm and you remove from the actual field day to day, you can't never think that you too big to get out there. That's why during the pandemic I was back out there. What if the pandemic would have came, and after not being in the field for 7 years, I'm like, man, I ain't getting back out there, man. I done gained a little belly, and I ain't been out there and said, I don't know what's gonna happen, man. Forget it. I'm just gonna let the business fail. I'm gonna let the business fail. No, you know what I did is I redeveloped my exit strategy. I gave myself 3 years. I worked hard for those 3 years. The top of the market came 21, 22. I took the opportunity. I switched my strategy up, and we came out better than we would have if we would have went with the original plan to 2025. I adjusted and got my ass back out there and got to it. Got my ass out there and got to it. So listen, if you don't want to work, then you're gonna constantly be chasing something. You might as well just go to work and get a job and get benefits and shit from that. Because check this out. If you're not willing to work to increase your revenue, how you gonna even invest into your own retirement. You don't even have the money. You're not making enough money to invest into your own retirement. If you complaining and you failing and you can't figure it out, what are you going to retire on? You don't even have enough money to pay your bills. So what are you going to retire with? You don't even have health insurance, life insurance, dental insurance. So what you going to retire with? All right, man. That's my little 1 hour for the day. That's my little 1 hour for the day, man. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. I'm finna make my breakfast because I was cooking. I was stirring up my eggs, and I got to cooking, and I didn't even put my eggs in the damn skillet. I'm finna make my eggs, my omelet, and I'm finna hit the gym. Peace.